Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. Always, I have my co-host here. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
Hi, Nima. What's up? How you doing?
I want to say thank you to all of you for helping me shout about my road yesterday.
Have they cleared it?
No.
Oh.
They've organized it on one side. We're managing the other side of the road. That's on Old Ojo Road. The express road are still parked there, but at least there's a bit of sanity. I want to say thank you to everybody that called to check, because when people shouted, people started calling, what happened? What happened? Mrs. Zainab Ibrahim from Ilorin, that's our fan. She still has my number. She called to check. And she's always, anytime they say something and I'm not on set, what happened? You were not on set. They say, she's always caring like that. Thank you, ma, for calling.
I like your outfit.
Thank you.
Me. Where's your
Thank you to Alaji.
Murayo's uncle.
Moka Fuja.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Yes, now that's our outfit.
I kept seeing my Isala, but you know I know the value.
Uncle Muka, that's...
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
So,
Madam.
yesterday was
cool.
our new. It was Auntie Moji's wake up yesterday, so she has brought together all the family members. May her soul rest in perfect peace. They're at the graveside right now. The event starts at 9 o'clock. I'll be meeting them after.
I read a post on Facebook, and the guy, someone I know, his office got bombed. He lost hundreds, millions of naira, and he was like, when you suffer loss is when you realize people actually care about you, because suddenly everybody will be calling. People that don't have time will suddenly show up. True. He now said that I would like us to continue the relationship beyond now, so that it's not just because I suffered the loss. You care, you show you care. Let's show love. So somebody died, every family showed up. They didn't. They, even when they have time, they didn't have time. They will show up for the burial.
Life, Tokwe. You can't blame people for that, because life happens. You have your own responsibilities. You have your own thing. They are trying to push every single day. You're not start worrying about somebody's. It's when you now need that.
When it is that there's nothing else that you can do for them except that one burial. Yeah, so
you
know that's so, yeah.
Such is life, I beg.
It's life.
How many people have you?
I know. That's why I'm
so
thinking to myself that we should try and.
Thank you.
Anyways, I think it's Friday.
Yeah, you don't like telling us stories.
Me? I don't have any gist.
Are you sure?
Really?
I don't have any gist.
Okay.
I don't have any public gist. Okay. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. Let's start with the Punch. Jonathan's PDP peace meeting ends in disarray. Sheriff Wike points fingers at each other. Picture here. Applicants for the Nigerian Railway Corporation recruitment examination in Ibadan. Jesus Christ, this is an exact replica of the fact that the unemployment rate in our country. Federal government recorded 3.2 trillion deficit in 12 months, says CBN. Tears as Queen's College orphan pupil is buried. UK police squeeze Super Eagles Ahmed Musa. Court unfreezes patient Jonathan's $5.9 million account. Importers can clear vehicles and pay duty later, says Customs. We didn't hand over Alamisia's property to Falana, says EFCC. And Ayinde Barrister, controversy rages over Fuji creator. We'll talk about the Queen's College a bit later. It's the Sun. It's the front page.
Should we do the policy, the custom policy?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, the Nigerian Customs now have a policy where importers are allowed to take their cars out of the port and clear and pay their import duties within 28 days. So in case you can sell before that day, you have money to clear to pay the import duties on your cars. It's a fantastic policy, because at least it's going to decongest the ports, although the ports are not congested presently. But it will decongest when we have congestion again.
Also, there will be no demurrage calculation over time. So I think it's a good one. It's a good policy.
Our express ladies, their account got unfrozen.
Yeah,
and
so
social media went agog yesterday, saying that she's not a signatory to the account. The people that are actually signatory to the account pled guilty to the offense. How come she said boldly, I will get my money back, and she gets the money back, and some people have the nerve to jubilate?
Okay. You see, when we go on this our media trial without doing the necessary things that the law expects of us, this is what happens. You know how I always shout media trial? Don't come to the public until your case is watertight.
If it is watertight, you don't even need to come to public at
all.
all.
We just
when
see
you
the
get
gates.
a conviction,
Then come to the public.
The public will hear.
Thank you. The Justice Ademola's trial as well, yesterday he got an acquittal. And when I look at it, for me, with the bits of knowledge of law I have, I wonder who drafted the charge. In Patient's case, she was not a party to the suit. How did her account get frozen? Who is in charge of investigations? Who is not doing their job and, you know, making so much noise and making us all worry? Because when we saw this, we were anti-corruption fighters, we crusaders, were screaming and saying, no, finally justice is coming to the poor masses. Look at the number of people queuing up to get a job at the Railway Corporation. You know, we're happy on behalf of such people that something is happening.
EFCC boss accountable?
But the law enforcement agents, I call them revenue collection, because they find it easy to sit in the office, make little noise, take money for bail that's supposed to be free, and do nothing when you go to trial.
So maybe now we agree with Senate not to confirm Magu. Maybe they should fire him and get somebody else, because we need somebody.
But you know
But Magu got a conviction in Glary's case.
I was going to say that it seemed like it was this Magu that was doing all the magic.
Yeah,
you know?
so
Because
suddenly-
before him, all the ones before him, they used to lose our cases in
fact.
court too.
Okay,
Very painful.
let's move on to the nation.
We are confused though. This anti-corruption.
They want to
PDP,
be generous. They should
PDP
just pay everybody
hanging it.
on trial.
Let's move on to the nation. PDP crisis. Sheriff walks out on Jonathan and governors. I remain most senior member, says chair. Ex-president members stay firm. Monarchs, priests storm court for Nnamdi Kanu. A picture here of veterans in the Yoruba movie industry at the government house yesterday. It was so good to see all these guys together. I mean, all this
What was the purpose of
it's not only Yoruba, I think there are a few other.
Yeah,
It's actually just generally Nollywood, actually, not just Yoruba.
Okay, they were visiting for
They're visiting
just to say hello.
just
Okay.
to say hello. Wait,
The
let me still
PDP.
hang in there. Then North Korea hackers attack. When you go and visit governor, then they give you something.
I've
Why you
not
not acting
gone.
suddenly like a saint?
I've not gone.
Okay, so just check it.
Maybe they will call me.
Governors lament North's woes. An ex-naval chief loses 1.8 billion naira to government. Okay, which story do you want to take? PDP,
The
right?
PDP, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
go ahead.
So yesterday, the former president called a reconciliatory meeting between warring parties in the PDP, and the chairman of the party, who was declared chairman by the appeal court, arrived the meeting late, and declared that, you know, his entitlement be given to him. He, as the confirmed chairman, be the only one to address the meeting, and the governor of Rivers State said no. Chairman, you talk your own, everybody talk your own. You cannot devoice somebody, and that led to a little fracas. He had to walk out on that meeting. I'm thinking in my head that if you're a leader, it means that you're diplomatic enough to know when you want progress.
Yes.
Leadership is not about winning an election or being declared by a court. It's about being recognized and accepted by the people you want to govern, so that you can easily govern.
That's leadership.
He has been chairman for a while and nobody wants to recognize
crisis.
him.
In serious
As chairman,
crisis
instead
also.
of dividing this party, he should
All
just allow
Okay.
progress happen.
Let's move on to Daily Sun. Diarrhea outbreak, Queen's College tears as SS1 student is buried. Senators to Buhari, you can't gag us. North Korea hacks into Nigeria's banks to steal funds for nuclear program. No basis to compare Wike's performance with Buhari, says Akpabio. Court affirms the Suki's bill in amended charge. PDP crisis, sheriff walks out on Jonathan. PDP leaders and federal government should dialogue with Biafra agitators, says Obi.
I wanted to talk about Praise Shodipo, a 14-year-old student of Queen's College who lost her life during, I think it was last weekend.
On Friday, yeah.
Yeah, to diarrhea. She was buried at Aton Cemetery and she was wearing her school uniform, and it was a sorry sight. What do I mean by that? People just couldn't hold themselves back, because now in the report, the federal government Ministry of Education has accepted blame for her death. The report that they had, if they had been proactive about it, they could have prevented these 3 deaths.
All right, I would like us to talk about this a little bit later, because the truth is that we can't sweep this issue under the carpet. We appreciate the Minister of Education coming forward to say, yes, we accept blame. We appreciate them transferring the principal that is allegedly the one that's culpable for this. But I think we want something to go a step further than that. So we need to really demand for some things from the government. The 3 girls' lives have been cut short. It's this praise, particularly.
She was an orphan.
She was an orphan. Both parents died. She was being taken care of. She's just by her guardian. And they did everything. She spent 4 whole weeks in the hospital, admitted, trying to do the surgery. Initially started with malaria, then typhoid, before they figured out what it was. Listen, this can't just go like that. So with all due respect, we appreciate your accepting blame, but sorry, sir, it's not enough. With all due respect, it's not enough. We got to do something about it. Either our president does something, or we, the people, do something. But let's move on to Vanguard. Let's not get upset this one. It's too early. Court confiscates ex-naval chief Ezioba's 1.825 billion naira. PDP crisis, sheriff storms out of Jonathan's peace meeting. Dead admiral, police to conduct forensic analysis on recovered pistol. Federal government overspends by 3.2 trillion in 2016, says CBN. Lagos court unblocks patient Jonathan's 5.8 million naira. And Senate to probe FRSC's planned speed limits policy. Who has that story?
I wanted to take Dasuki's story in the former this thing, because this
Dasuki?
Yes, he's been granted bail again. You know. So the High Court yesterday was saying that the bail that he had been granted since 2015, he should continue to enjoy it. But he has still been remanded since 2015. Now, in this particular case, the prosecution did not even object to it. They're only saying that, please, we want that his prosecution goes, that it's a secret trial. Now, Justice Ademola in 2015 had said, no, we are not going to do a secret trial for Dasuki because the prosecution had already put the names of the witnesses in the media anyway. They had published it. So why do you need a secret trial? Anyway, my thoughts on this particular matter is, if he has been granted bail, if the federal government is asking normal citizens like you and I to uphold the law, they should lead by example. Right. Grant him bail and let his case continue.
The other story before you run off, the ex-naval chief. Did you guys read that story?
Yes, I read it.
Akila, yes, go ahead.
Ezioba, the former chief of naval chief, who was alleged to have diverted naval funds of up to 1.something billion, 1.8 billion naira into his business. I can't remember the name of the company, but you know, they finally got in a permanent forfeiture order for of that amount of money against his company. So there's a step forward. We thank them. We thank God. Progressive.
Right. Okay. Our final paper, which we can probably take, is this day. PDP crisis festers as sheriff storms out of Jonathan's peace parley. Federal government appeals Justice Ademola's acquittal. Files fresh charges at 60. Right now, we don't even care anymore. Let's just move on. Cracks in Adamawa APC. Bindo threatens to join opposition. And North Korea hacking Nigerian banks, financial institutions of 17 other countries. Did you read that story?
I read the story. The CNN came out with the reports that, you know, the North Korea cybercrime was happening, where North Korea was hacking about 17 countries, including Nigeria, all financial institutions within these countries. And I am wondering, North Korea to us, when we have these Yahoo boys full machine, EFCC is packing them every day. Why don't you just, you know, put our heads together?
Banks.
We know we've had cyber crimes against Nigeria, have been alleged against Nigerian youth for a long time, and we've not devised a means to, you know, to block our own, use the brain to prevent, you know, this kind of things.
That's what you wanted me to take, Mariah, about the Senate saying that FRSC will further impoverish Nigerians if they impose this new speed limit. We have speed limits which is 100 kilometers per hour already. So they are now enforcing that everybody must have the machine to read the speed limit within your car. And the Senate is saying, no, don't further impoverish us.
It's not the Senate, it was Dino Melai actually.
He's
good to give him the credit that he's doing something. So don't assume he's not doing anything. So Dino is the one pushing for this. All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, we ask, is finding a partner on social media wrong? I think was my father in the Lord mentioned something similar to that. So we're going to discuss it. But unfortunately, our guest didn't show up. So we're going to be conversing today almost throughout the show. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome
Thanks for staying with us. So according to the reports that we read online, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor E. Adeboye, had said that men who get their wives on Facebook would lose them through YouTube. In other words, anyone who finds life partner online would lose same on social media. According to him, if you get a wife through Facebook, you will lose her through the same YouTube. You can quote me, any marriage that is comported through the Facebook is going to crash through the YouTube. Now, what are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TBC Connect. Please hashtag your view TBC so you can read your tweet. Now, because this is a highly respectable gentleman that everybody respects, and whatever he says carries a lot of weight, so it's important that we discuss it and make sure that we're all on the same page on this kind of conversation. So, who'd like to go first? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me go to talk. I'm going to this morning, so go ahead.
Like you said, it's someone we respect. But I think in recent time we've gotten to realize that people's advice is not based on, it's based on what they know and what they believe in.
The map of the world.
Yeah, so it is whoever is receiving the advice needs to understand, based on his own or our own exposure, how to bring and impute the advice into his or our life. So when I heard this, I was shocked. I felt that, really? You can't say that. Like I said last week, Friday, when we were discussing social media, our world has moved away from conventional. Most people spend more time on social media than in contact with people on social media than in contact with people physically. So you expecting relationships from social media to be tainted based on the fact that it's made on social media is a little bit old school. Well, our pastor is old school, so we can understand that. There's no issue with meeting where you meet someone. You can meet someone physically and the relationship doesn't work out and it breaks up due to YouTube. You can meet somebody on Facebook and it works out well. I think that it has to be with the attitude with which you go into the relationship in the first place.
Right. Let me let Jumoke come in here.
Thankfully, we have a testimony.
Mariah
met her husband via.
Officially.
I didn't meet my husband. Don't. That's not how I did it. My husband heard of me. Somebody told me there's a girl called Mariah Akabashoro.
Yes.
Right? He went online to find who this person is.
He Googled you.
Yeah, he Googled me, found my Facebook page, went there, tried to get me to be his friend. I did not agree. He now looked at my friends and I found we had a mutual friend. He now contacted that one. Tell Mariah that you have a
long that short, it's still Facebook.
So Facebook was just an enabler. It wasn't where we met.
I understand you.
Wait now. How many years is your marriage now?
6 plus.
With 3 children and counting.
Yes.
So that's a testimony here that our world has moved online. If your business that you are doing multi-millions and everything is still
brick and mortar,
come and knock on my door and you are not on, you don't have an online presence, they've left you in Buhari's times. We're moving forward ahead of you. The truth about it is Pastor Adeboye is 75. I understand where he's coming from. He believes that and a lot of us can be fake because we put out our best foot forward online. I'm not going to show you a picture of myself when I haven't showered online. It's when I'm in my Gucci things, you know, when you're looking all good. So there's a lot of pretense, you know, online. So I agree with him. But when you've met whoever it is that you're meeting online, all right, you're going to have to do the due diligence. It's not what they say that they are online, but that you're going to hold them by.
I'll come to you, Nima, but in fairness, let's think about it. A lot of people who do all these online things, they have broken homes, broken marriages. They are consistently posting this, this is how I look, I'm 22, I'm hot. And the other young girl who died, remember? Was through
Cynthia.
So these are,
when we agree, due diligence. But we agree that evil people would use anything, any means to perpetrate their evil.
But then you don't want to assist them to do it very well.
Same thing you said last week, Friday.
Thank God that Jumoke agreed before she disagreed. Now, the truth is, we have a proverb. They used to say that, when you meet, I can't remember it, but it's a Yoruba proverb. And I'm good though, but I can't remember that one. But if you meet a woman on Facebook, who probably is on Facebook advertising everything.
Yes.
Probably, you know, she's always there. Soliciting for using all her good looks on the line.
Okay.
And then you like her because of what you've seen.
Right.
And you marry her, she's still there. Right. Most likely you will lose her there. to YouTube this time because she will upgrade. We have an example in a very popular vlogger whose marriage broke recently. She's still online, always online. Do you understand? So I want to agree very, very much with his is it eminence? What do you call it?
Daddy Gio.
Daddy Gio.
He's royal for that.
No, but
I want to agree very much with him. There are several ways of meeting women. Like you said, someone talked about you to your husband. Someone talked about me to my husband. That's a good thing. You go and investigate about her. You can physically do that investigation. I am a Muslim and it's done all the time. You call, you go to the girl's family, you call people, share mutual friends and find out about the girl. You don't have to go Facebooking.
Let's take this call. Honorable, morning, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
I'm very grateful for your comment this morning.
Yes.
I'm a first caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jimoke and others, Murayo and so on. You see, what I'm trying to tell you people is that Baba Adiboyo is a spiritual father. And he says something spiritually, that marrying from on Facebook or whatever, that marriage doesn't stand. If you look at our forefathers, before you marry, they will look at the person they are marrying. They will interview them, look at from where they are coming from. You know, but this time, if you don't know where you are coming from, your lineage, the marriage may, clash. They may cry, they say, Holy Spirit said this. It's better for you to know whom you are marrying, know their lineage, where they are coming from.
Right.
Before you get
I have a question.
Thank you very much.
In defense of Daddy Gio, I have one of my former students who is known as, like, I found out that she's on dating sites and has relationships, multiple relationships on social media. She's there because she wants to meet people, and so she has options while she's weighing which one would click. Online. And she was saying that, oh, so you're not even on this site, you're not on this place, you're not in this group on Facebook, you don't know what's going on. That's where you meet the hottest guys. And I'm not wondering, when that is your mindset to go on Facebook, those are the kind of people that you say, if you meet such a girl on Facebook, you will lose her.
That's the category we're talking about.
But she is not the majority.
No.
Majority of people are just being themselves on Facebook, and you could meet that person. I met my husband in a banking hall. So you can meet somebody randomly. It is what's your intention and going forward.
Right. Okay.
So even if the majority of the people on Facebook are out there because they want to put themselves out and they're dating multiple people, are you going to conduct a marriage on Facebook? What I'm saying is you can meet anyone anywhere. You can be nightclub, you can be online. The person may be in the UK and you never physically get to meet them until you have met yourself and you have interests, you have a lot of things in common, and you think, oh, this, and then you now finally meet physically. Do you understand? But you must do your due diligence. Before you marry a girl or a guy, you are going to question and dig into their family. You're not just going to marry.
Because I met on Facebook.
Exactly.
Let me take this call from Tony. Tony, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Morning. Go ahead, please.
What I want to contribute is that the CEO is right. You cannot make, there's a lot of deceit on Facebook. I remember the story that the media said the man was in abroad. While the media said on Facebook, at the end of the day, they married this girl in Nigeria, took her to abroad. When she got there, she now discovered that the man is a cripple.
Whoa.
And 100% support that.
Okay, what kind of marriage was that? Online marriage?
Yeah, they met on Facebook.
So,
they met on Facebook,
no,
married
wait
here.
Now. Wait. She discovered he was crippled when she got to the US. So how was the marriage conducted? Pictures?
Yes, now. They do pictures in Nigeria now.
You see what I'm saying?
Traditional
you see what I'm saying? So you're getting married to somebody, you met them online, and you never met them physically. What kind of relationship is that one? And then you marry, is that desperation?
That's desperation.
You want to marry, and the truth about it is that my pastor says something. If you come to church just because you want to get married and you dress up yourself, the kind of people you will meet will be the same kind of people who are also coming to church to get married. So if you go online just because you want to marry, the kind of persons you will meet will be the ones too who just want to marry.
Okay, I wanted to add to answer Jumoke when she said that you do due diligence. Some people just get carried away with your info and what you have on Facebook.
Right.
For men, men easily, like Auntie Annie was saying yesterday, get attracted to beautiful women. If a woman has a beautiful picture, well filtered, what do you call it? Well made up on social media,
edited.
and you unedited, and you like what you see.
I think
Miss
for-
Bell
for-
says-
I'll let you come to it, but I think generally what we're trying to say is that what online does for you is to streamline your options.
It gives you an option.
It gives you an option, right? Because
Yes,
when you
ma'am.
go out, where do you meet a man or a woman?
God bless you,
Is it
Mariah.
club? Is it church? You go everywhere, you don't see anybody. But when you're online,
And you're always online.
If you're online, it's streamlined. But that doesn't mean you should marry the person.
The category of
but
people
when you
go
now
around
meet
with.
the person
If you
physically,
keep
that's
posting
when
about women relationship
You
things,
meet people.
I can say I like this topic. This person and I have the same
in
kind of
common.
interests. Miss Pearl says something very funny. All these people saying our forefathers can they please send message to the studio through birds instead of dialing the phone?
Obadeji says, caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. Social media relationship is not worth it. Efete says, I wonder why they keep quoting our forefathers. I hope they know many women from then throgged through their marriages. Son of King says, there is nothing as pleasing as tying up Mariah and tickling her all over her body. What's that? Ademuyiwa says, I met my wife via social media and we're still together till date. It depends on your mindset.
All right, I think we can close with that. Let's round up. As I said earlier, our celebrity guest for some reason didn't show up today, so we're going to just continue the conversation, but with a different topic this time. We're going to be talking about Emir of Kano said women getting nothing after getting divorced in Nigeria should be changed, because I think it was quoting some situation in Indonesia. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Malaysia or
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Before we go into the new topic, I was on yesterday's front page. Since we're talking about that Adeboye, he's going to be on Sunday, TBS, Tafawa Balewa Square. There's no church in many churches, so just letting you know. This Sunday, he's going to be there. Since we're talking about that Adeboye now, he's this Sunday,
just have to
TBS,
post
7
it in.
a.m. Meet us there.
No problem.
All right,
Commercial.
today, yes, the Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, addressed the treatment meted out to women whenever they are being divorced in Nigeria. According to him, today in Malaysia, you wake up and divorce your wife. That's fine. But you must give her 50% of all your wealth that you've acquired since you married her. It is a Muslim country. In Nigeria, a man wakes up after 20 years of marriage and says to his wife, I divorce you. And that's it.
Obato.
What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect, please. Hashtag YourViewTVC so you can read your tweets. Recently, this is our Emir.
seems to be saying a lot of things.
He's talking about
I'm so feeling him.
He's talking about child mortality,
especially when it
infant
comes to
mortality.
these Islamic issues, because you see, people think Islam is one conventional religion, and a lot of men now use it to their advantage when it comes to issues of family, and this is very wrong. You just declare your divorce. I divorce you. I divorce you. I divorce you as you're bouncing on your chair, and
say
you have
three
said it
times,
and then it's fine now.
That
The
thing is so
woman now
funny.
starts to go. I have one I'm dealing with right now.
Wow.
The woman had been married to that man for 8 years. They have 2 children, 7 and 5, between the marriage. She has been footing the bill of the house rent, everything in that marriage. The man wakes up one morning 2 years ago, decides to take a house rent that she gave him to get them a better apartment, walk out, rent a house for himself and his girlfriend, leaves her to go and rents a shop, puts her and the kids there.
Oh my God.
A security post, for instance, puts her and the kids there, and comes around for like 2 weeks till she's convinced that they are together in it, then moves out. Right. She stayed there till the rent is due. I've been trying everything possible to get someone to help me pay a rent for her for a better apartment, because she's totally broke. She was caught unawares. She didn't have enough time to save her salary. She cannot afford to pay the school fees of her children. Last week she calls me on Sunday on my way out that, please auntie, they have come, he has come again. This man has finally let the divorce go finally. So she has finished her Ida. It's an Islamic marriage. She finished her Ida for 3 months. She had to struggle to pay rent in the shop again, to renew the shop rent, to continue to have a shelter for herself and her children.
So what the laws
living
provide?
in a shop. We don't have laws, because she is there and he comes home giving her terms that, okay, now that you know we are divorced, because you don't even come and beg. Now that you know we are divorced, I just want to tell you these children are my own.
Imagine that.
Whenever it's Salah,
And
bring
by
the
law.
children for me to carry home. If I ask for the children, just send them to me. And of course, he won't send transport.
So in this kind of situation now, that means that you're saying that if what the Emir is saying,
We
that
need
this kind of
legislation.
person, even though he's divorcing now, that's fine, but half of what he has would go along with his wife.
We need
So he would think
legislation.
twice before saying
Thank
divorce,
you.
divorce, divorce.
We
Yes.
need
My
let me land
legislation.
my point.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need legislation along Islamic lines so that when the person wants to practice a religion, this person still gets their
it's
rights
not only
enforced.
Islamic, it's for all of us. We want the same thing.
No.
What are
You
talking
know
about?
why I
There's
said
law
along?
for-
Because there's always going to be that clash of interest. You remember we argued such a thing
That's
on
what me I
set.
want to just
And you know,
harp
the
upon.
feminists will think, no, this is not about feminism. This woman wants to be a Muslim, yes. She wants to be married and divorced along with Islamic laws, yes. Can we have a legislation to back up and say, okay, do it within what you know?
I agree with you. You're right. I'm just saying that
And
this
this is Islamic.
Mariah.
Okay, go ahead.
I am confused. We said
Don't worry, I will
gender
clear it for
equality.
you.
They say Islam has already made sure that the woman is equal in everything, including inheritance. So what do you people want exactly? Because gender equality law is supposed to be non-religious. As far as you are a woman and you are a Nigerian, you are protected by law.
However-
that's what we were clamoring for.
However-
so that such a woman, regardless of that she's a Muslim or she wants to be a Christian or tomorrow she wants to worship Ifa, is protected by law.
However, the marriage is each marriage has laws protecting it. If you're married legally in the courts, then you are protected by the law. Court
You're
of
not
the
even
courts.
protected.
We don't
But you
have
can,
that
you can
law.
even, you can
Divorce
even
for
go
that.
there. You can even go there. But Islam, when you're married under Islamic law, what she's saying is that we need to ensure that if you marry under Islamic law, just simple, if you marry culturally, your husband can bring in 5 wives into the house. There is room for it because you married under the culture. But for Islamic law, there is no clear law. And I'm happy that Sanusi is saying this. And we need to have more of our leaders, traditional
Royal
rulers,
fathers.
coming out to speak concerning, because they can generate that clout.
Yes.
So what we want him to do further is put pressure on the House of Assembly and Senators to say that this is the bill I have produced, I've put it together. Can somebody here push it through? Because we cannot be claiming religion when it's convenient for us, and that's what we do.
Exactly.
When it is convenient,
Exactly.
the man will say that in religion, you should kneel down when you're serving me food. Because it is convenient at that point in time. But religion says that you should put your life down for me. Are you willing to do that? So that is it. We must be able to say that whether religion or not, we are all
Let me
protected
quickly
under
answer
the
to
law.
Jumoke that presently under the Marriage Act, under every form of marriage in Nigeria, we have not taken care of divorce, guardianship, and you know what they call them,
Alimony.
alimony.
Yes.
We've not.
Under
If you
every.
divorce under every form of marriage in Nigeria,
Yeah,
if we divorce today, the issues of alimony and what they call maintenance for your children is always an issue in court.
Yes.
To the extent that I've seen court cases where they pay 4,000 naira per child.
Custody.
Yes.
What would that be?
Yes.
Yes.
4,000, yeah,
And you
3,000.
can-
Our taxing,
ridiculous amounts of money,
yes,
and the man
now.
can be as wealthy as whatever.
So that's
He can
what
even
we should
say,
be
I don't
pushing
have
our
money.
members of
That's why I
House
said
to
we
do
need
it.
legislation. Legislation does not mean okay for Islamic only. No, that is the situation on ground. If we had such laws, a woman would know when to plead the equity. She would know when to plead common law. She would know when to plead whatever.
Right.
Do you
Let me
understand?
take this call. Adams, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. I'm
Morning.
first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
We can hear you clearly. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the topic actually.
Yeah.
My contribution is talking about when a man is trying to divorce his wife. What if it's the other way around? What if it's the woman that wants to divorce the husband? Does the husband have to share the property equally as well?
I'm
Yes,
sure it
now.
has to go both ways. Certainly,
Yes,
if the woman
now.
does have any
Western
property.
world, and,
Yes,
and
now.
the sad part is we like to pick the one we want in the Western world too. We pick the one that's convenient. Western world, there are a lot of men, women paying
the
their
Western
husband.
world.
They are paying the husband because the
Alimony.
husband is the one taking. Yeah, you
Yes.
divorced, you pay him. He's the one taking care of the children.
Mary J.
You pay
Blige.
him. Mary J.
Yes.
Blige, Halle Berry. Halle Berry is paying for the husband, paying the husband money. So you need to. It needs to
Mariah
be.
Carey self, I
It
think.
needs to be balanced.
Yeah?
But most importantly, in our culture, we need to do what because we people that suffer most are the women.
Well,
There's a lady that came to meet me.
It's a
Her
patriarchal
husband
society.
has gone. She has 2 children, no job, and she's saying that she wants me to help her to fight the man. I say, leave the man, focus on getting yourself economically out of this. But she was really, really bitter that this man has used me, and he left, and I'm suffering, and there's nobody I can cry to me. So the decision is that we must indicate
Let me
that
take this call.
there must be laws to protect.
Okay.
Shagun, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning, Mara.
Morning, go ahead.
Good morning to everybody.
Morning.
Please, can I contribute to your previous...
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Like me, I married my wife through a social media.
Okay.
We met on Facebook, and we discussed and we talked. I will marry. Even my first set of child was twins, and we are happily married. It doesn't matter whether you meet your woman on social media. It's just the concept of the mind. You understand how you kind of meet the lady who she is. After meeting her, you do your investigation who really she is.
God bless you.
know,
Investigation.
Sometimes, please, just permit me to say these things.
Due diligence.
If a pastor should say something, does not mean I'm going to agree with that pastor.
God will
Thank
bless
you,
Shegun.
Shegun.
Thank you very much.
Question, Shegun, how many years is your marriage?
He has gone. Thank you.
I wanted to say
Back
to
to the
talk about
matter.
that. When we choose to go Western, that's when we have these issues. It was the common law principle that women could not advance men. Yesterday we were talking on the show. Because some people are more empowered than some. And you know, this gender issue, we can argue it's not always 50-50. It's never been 50-50. A woman will carry pregnancy. She's a natural. She'll be with the kids. Naturally, she cannot be divorcing a man and be paying him alimony because she still has the kids. That's the natural order.
What if she's
But,
a celeb?
and so in Malaysia, for instance, I would defend them if they don't allow a woman pay alimony to a man that she has divorced, because they always see women as being disadvantaged and they are trying to protect women. So it was the principle before.
I have a long distance call from Norway. Tony, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, hello.
Morning. Norway. Where's that on the map? Yeah. How you doing? Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
I'm doing okay, and you?
Well, good.
Good, good. Go ahead.
Okay, that's one thing I want to contribute to you guys down there.
Yes, go ahead.
So about this divorcing issue.
We can hear you. Go
Are you
ahead.
hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. So marriage is, if you decided to marry a woman, to live together.
Yes.
So you have to know that whatever you have belongs to you and that lady.
Yes, 50-50.
So any day you decided to divorce the lady, or the lady decided to divorce you, you have to know the property that they have to share into two.
Yeah.
That's all right, sir.
So we African men were so arrogant. We Nigerian men were so arrogant.
Right.
And we feel that our women cannot do nothing.
Right.
They're not empowered.
Thank you very much,
So
Tony.
what I want to say is that,
Thank you very much,
what I want to say is that
Yeah, we
this
can
is
hear
not
you.
a big issue.
Yes,
It's not a big issue.
right.
So when you're divorcing your wife, you have to be ready to share the property.
That's all right.
Period.
Okay?
Thank you very much, Tony.
Thank
yes.
you for hitting the nail.
Yeah,
End of
think
case.
most of the time people feel that, oh, the woman didn't do anything. I was the one working.
Eh.
But the fact that you could work and succeed because there's a woman at home
Backing
and
you
taking care
up.
of everything.
God bless
Same
you.
with any accomplishment I have
okay.
right now, I cannot take it away from the fact that my husband has supported me in every way. So we people must appreciate the non-tangible things that make your success happen.
Yeah.
God bless
The fact
you.
that you
They're
come
not
home and there's
non-tangible.
peace of mind.
Yes.
You can think to continue your business. There's food on the
Well,
table.
even
The house is
suggestion.
clean.
Well, sometimes you will suggest to the man that, uncle, why don't you do it like this?
The
And
fact-
I'll bring you money. They
I
don't
am-
pay you for that suggestion.
You are not fasting, I am fasting on your behalf. That they will not sack you, that they will not dupe you, that they will not rob you.
That's investment.
So you leave home every day, you do not have an accident, you come
We
back.
have to round up. We have to round up. You want to say last point?
no.
Okay, let me
Well,
let me
because
round
it's
up.
going to
Unfortunately,
be
we have to round up this topic again.
Yeah.
Because
moving on.
we're moving on to different topics.
There's a question. Adelani says, what of a situation where the woman is more financially stable
Yeah,
than
we
the man?
answered
Well,
that
it's,
already.
it's none of his business.
That's it. But if you want to be fair, it should
Yeah,
be
it should be
split halfway
50-50.
regardless. All right? That's all we can take on this segment. When we return, we'll talk to you about something
On our mind.
on our mind. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. As we said earlier, our celebrity guest didn't show up today, so we're just having different topics today. And one of the topics that hit us really hard this morning was the Queen's College story. And we had said earlier, I think last week, that we're not going to leave this story until we see some kind of response to the situation, because 3 young ladies have lost their lives. And we just seem that it looks as though we're not seeing enough action on the parts of the government. So we wanted to I wanted Jumoke to read the report from the gentleman, Mr. John Mbaka, exactly what he said. I'll let you read the paragraphs when he spoke to journalists at during the burial. Yes, please go ahead.
So, quoting Director of Basic and Secondary Education, Federal Ministry of Education, Jonathan Mbaka, he told journalists on Tuesday that the girl could have become a great leader in the future, but her life was cut short by the carelessness of some people. So I'm so sorry. The former principal and the federal government must pay for this year. Yes. Next paragraph, he says, and I quote him, "I must confess that there were lapses in the ministry concerning the report filed by the Education Quality Assurance Team. Yes. The report was submitted to the Directorate of the ministry, but the Directorate didn't pass the report to any other departments for action. Yes. They just kept it in the office. Yes. Unfortunately, it was this week that I was able to access that report. Yes. It is a little lapse on our part.
Now, unfortunately, we don't take it as a little lapse. That's a huge lapse, and it cost 3 lives. So with all due respect, that doesn't hold water with us.
Mariah,
yes,
I would call immediately for the sack. If some people do not resign, Minister of Education, for instance, Malam Adamu, if he's not resigning, I was going to bring out all the presidents across the world
that have resigned.
David Cameron, because he was pushing for unity, you know, and they said, no, we want Brexit. He resigned. That's on principle. Yes. In this same government, we still have Solomon Dalong, sports minister. Regardless of all the things that have gone under him, he's still the one in charge of the sports ministry.
So for the president, not even, I mean, is it as though that this issue is not big enough for the president to say something about it?
Mariah,
yes, let me let him. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to talk about the former principal, Mrs. Lame Phillips. How does she go to sleep at night?
Exactly, I don't understand.
Does she have a conscience at all? Because I read the report when the Minister for Health visited the Queen's College.
I did. I read the same report.
When he visited Queen's College, she was still emphasizing haters trying to spoil the name of the school. People, these things are lies.
And we had lost 2 lives that time.
They're haters. And this thing is resulting in the students dying, losing the academic year. Things are going wrong. And you know, they just transferred her to a school and she's just fine. People don't live like that anymore. How do you take this kind of proceeds and raise your own children, knowing that it is blood money?
Yes, pretty much.
Because what you're earning has cost people's lives. It is blood money, and you sleep well at night. You eat well.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
What is happening?
So at least, go ahead.
Blood money happens everywhere. Most of our leaders are living off blood money, and they seem to be succeeding. There are too many issues concerning that. However, bringing it back to consequences for negative wrong action. If you don't have consequences, there will not be deterrents. Like I said the last time we discussed it, there are many reports on many tables right now. On PS.
He said, oh my God, secretaries. Pause for a second, just pause for a second. That same report you read said that there are lots of reports like that, but nothing really happens. That's what I'm saying. Nobody really cares.
Murayo,
Leila Fowler,
they submitted their own different reports. From this one.
Now, their own reports was investigating sexual assault. But they now saw how the school looked, where feces from the subway was
close to the kitchen.
Close to kitchen when they were cooking. And they sent in a report and said, if this isn't taken
care of... Leila Daniels,
Leila Daniels.
Yes.
So you see, when we have this, if there are no deterrents, you don't give consequences. Some people should get fired. But first, if the Minister of Education gets fired, before he gets fired, he first submits a report on all those directors. And all the directors lose their job. You will see the change right from the doctor. Some hospitals are suffering right now. They have reports that we need this, we need that. It's costing lives, but nobody is talking about it. These are 3 young girls. They could have become anything in the future, and they are all dead.
Thank you very much.
So their lives must count for
their families are mourning,
and we must do something about it. And that's why we as women here are advocating that the president, who has seemed to be quiet on this issue, speaks up.
All right, let me take this call quickly from Akute. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, Murayo, please use this platform and make a lot of noise about this Queen's College.
Oh, we will. Trust me. Yeah.
Do it till you see changes. We want to see people be brought to book for something wrong that they did.
And we
No
will.
one can just walk free after doing something of this magnitude. And again, there is also the issue of, I would like you people to also investigate the issue of the international passport issue, where we don't have booklets in Nigeria.
I heard about that.
They said
We'll talk about it, but
print it abroad. Now, the Shodipo family.
Yes.
Somebody out of negligence has put them in perpetual sorrows. The Praise was an orphan. She didn't have parents. Now they've lost the only lights
that is connected
to those parents. Now, from the top, why is it that we are okay leaving things to God? Meningitis, 330-something deaths. You say because of sin. When there's vaccination in the developed world, why is it that our leaders travel abroad to treat headache?
Yes.
And there are no hospitals for the people who voted them into power.
She also had misdiagnosis. She was being treated for malaria for a long time. Later, they told her for typhoid. Only to realize that she had perforations, infection in her liver. We need this health. I know that there are reports on health. There are reports on health right now. So that they should, every report should be seen to.
There should be consequences for people not doing their job, like Chokwe said. People should start opening the files on their table and looking through them.
We have to round up.
We need prosecution of the parties involved. Starting from the
principal, hang in there. Let us tell them who we want to be sacked.
No, we're
the principal, first of all, sacked and prosecuted. The Minister of Education should be removed.
The
directorate all lined up.
Permanent secretary
from head down.
Ministry of Education.
Go. What are you doing?
Because they have no business being in that office, especially because 3 young girls' lives have been cut short because of negligence.
Call on the research institutes to start to research whatever it is wrong with these young girls. Because now they've done test. It is not typhoid though, and it's not just diarrhea. So please start to research whatever we should start to find out what infection it is, what bacteria it is that is fighting them.
That's all we can say. We'd like you to think about this situation. Like all our viewers, to think about it, digest it in any way you know anybody that's close to the president, that's close to anybody, that you have any influence. Let's not let this issue die, because these young girls cannot die in vain. Because as I said, we cannot as mothers look at this and just walk away. We're not going to sweep it under the carpet. That woman that was transferred, we want to hear her. We want to see that she's prosecuted, brought back. You can't just sweep it under the carpet. So please, let's think about it, and hopefully Monday
Ministry of Justice.
We'll get more information on this. That's all we can take this week. Thank you, ladies. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. See you Monday. And don't forget, meningitis, please stay healthy. Make sure you stay in ventilated areas, all right? And personal hygiene is really key. Have a lovely weekend. See you Monday. Bye-bye.